Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum dear students. I am your geography teacher. I hope you all will be good. Today we will talk about the ways to reduce the impact of earthquakes. First we will take a recap what you have studied earlier, what you have learned earlier. So you have learned about what is an earthquake, how and where earthquakes occur, which areas experience earthquake the most, and the factors affecting the intensity of an earthquake, how earthquake impact people. You learned about tsunamis, the most powerful earthquakes and tsunamis known. First we will look for the objectives of this lesson, that you will be able to learn the ways to reduce the impact of an earthquake. This is your task for week 3, your textbook Windows to the World Geography. You have to read the following: ways to reduce the impact of an earthquake, page number 10 to 12. You have to read the pictures with the titles carefully and highlight the important points on the book. Vocabulary: you have to write the meanings of any 7 difficult words from page 10 to 12. Then your digital literacy: you have to visit the website links given on page 10 and learn more about earthquakes and tsunamis and write important points on loose sheets. Dear students, the hazards associated with living in an earthquake zone can cause great destruction when it occurs. So it is important for people living in the earthquake zones to be prepared and to take the necessary precautionary measures to minimize the damage. As we all know that it is a natural calamity and can't be avoided, but there can surely be some measures or ways that can reduce the impact of an earthquake. So it's better to take certain steps to avoid the damage on larger scale. Now we are going to discuss the points one by one, how to reduce the impact of an earthquake. So you are required to keep your highlighter with you to highlight the important information and also underlining the difficult words for their meanings. The first way is land use regulations. Land use regulations are a set of rules implemented to restrict developments in certain areas. For example, in California, USA, all new building developments are not built across fault lines or areas at a risk of liquefaction. Liquefaction occurs when vibrations from an earthquake cause saturated soil to flow like liquid. Another land use regulation is prohibiting the construction of new buildings on low-lying land vulnerable to tsunamis. Developments may be allowed when protective barriers such as sea walls facing the ocean are constructed. These regulations are commonly implemented along the coasts of Japan and North America, where the Pacific Ring of Fire is located. Now look at its demerits. The above protection measures are usually very costly and expensive. Private landowners may also be reluctant to move as they often believe that another tsunami would not happen. The next way to reduce the impact of earthquake is the design of the building. Effective building design can reduce the collapse of buildings and minimize the damage caused by an earthquake. It means that if a building is designed effectively by adopting all the seismographic building protocols, then there are less chances for buildings to collapse. Secondly, steel and reinforced concrete are able to withstand earthquakes better than more brittle materials such as normal concrete. So steel and reinforced concrete materials should be used in place of normal concrete, having lesser strength to bear the impact of earthquake. Taipei 101, a building in earthquake-prone Taiwan, is made of steel and reinforced concrete. Now look at its demerit. Constructing buildings that can withstand potential earthquakes add to the cost of construction and building maintenance. It may also be expensive to convert existing building to include earthquake-resistant features. The next way that can be adopted to reduce the impact of an earthquake is infrastructure development. Infrastructure need to be developed with advanced engineering to withstand the vibrations associated with an earthquake. Road bridges and dams can be built to resist the shaking of the ground so that they do not collapse, or can be repaired if they collapse. Homes, office buildings, and factories can be fitted with trip switches that ensure all electrical points are switched off in the event of an earthquake. This measure prevents fire from breaking out. The next way to reduce the impact of an earthquake can be emergency drills. During emergency drill or during emergency exercise, people practice the steps to take when an earthquake occurs. This creates awareness among the population and reduces level of panic and irrational behavior during an event. For example, in schools, these sort of drills are done so that students might know from where they have to evacuate. People take part in emergency drills by moving to safe locations, listening to instructions given by trained personnel, and practicing first aid. They may also become members of local response team that assist people during a disaster. The next way to reduce the impact of an earthquake is the use of technology. Technological devices such as monitoring and warning systems allow scientists to warn people of potential disasters so that they can evacuate. Earthquakes can be monitored by studying the history of when and where earthquakes have occurred. This way, scientists can estimate the frequency and magnitude of earthquake at particular fault lines and hence predict the earthquakes. Installing earthquake sensors in earthquake-prone zones help to monitor the frequency of vibrations and detect possible earthquake developments. Earthquake motion data is gathered from hundreds of observation stations installed on bridges and roads in Japan. Tsunami monitoring and warning systems help predict tsunami. They are often linked to warning systems which are activated to warn people about the occurrence of a tsunami. But it also has some limitations. Earthquake sensors are expensive to obtain, install, and use. Noise, lightning, or device failure may interfere with the seismograph and result in false warnings being given. An earthquake usually occurs seconds after a warning is sounded. Therefore, warnings may not provide sufficient time for an evacuation. So students, these were some ways to reduce the impact of an earthquake. Now comes your research work. You have to go to page 10 of your book and look at the box that is for Surf IT. Open the links provided and find out more about earthquakes and tsunamis. And you have to write important points on loose sheets. I hope you are clear about today's lesson. Keep revising at your home, and I thank you all for today.